Welcome to the Bell Curve. I'm kicking things off with a classic from the Xbox 360's early days, Lost Planet Extreme Condition, a 2007 shooter from Capcom. It's a game packed with big guns, bigger mechs, and even bigger bugs. So grab a controller and let's dive into this frozen adventure to see if it still holds up. Lost Planet hit the Xbox 360 when the console was still finding its footing. Made by Capcom and led by Keiji Inafune, the guy behind Mega Man and Dead Rising, it was a big deal back then, with cool visuals and intense gameplay. Today we're checking out the single player campaign to see what made it tick and whether it's worth revisiting. The game takes place on E.D.N. 3, a frozen planet that's as dangerous as it looks. You're dealing with constant blizzards, icy cliffs, and old human colonies falling apart. The planet's home to the Akrid, these bug-like creatures that drop thermal energy which you need to stay alive and power your gear. The setting is one of the best parts of Lost Planet. It feels huge and unforgiving, and the Xbox 360's graphics made it look awesome for 2007. That said, the world is mostly snow and grey ruins, so after a while the environments can start to blend together. Still, the atmosphere drags you in, with details like the sound of crunching snow or the glow of thermal energy in the dark. It's a solid backdrop for the action, even if it could use slightly more variety. You play as Wayne Holden, a guy with amnesia trying to survive E.D.N. 3.
It was TC minus 80. 80 years before the trial century. Humankind had abandoned the comfort of a familiar world in order to attempt life on E.D.N. 3. As emigration to the New World progressed, facilities were constructed to handle the growing population, and colonization appeared to be successful.
The story starts with a flashback where an Akrid called Green Eye kills his father, setting up Wayne's quest for answers and revenge. Our revenge-driven protagonist teams up with the Snow Pirates, a group of survivors fighting to get by. The plot's pretty basic, don't expect a deep, emotional story. The characters like the Snow Pirates don't get much development, and the dialogue can often feel stiff, a lot like early 2000s games. Honestly though, the story's not the main draw. It's there to give you a reason to keep shooting, but it doesn't leave a big impression. The cutscenes are short and spread out, so you're mostly focused on the gameplay. For a single player campaign, it's focused and tight, but you might wish for a bit more personality to make you care about Wayne and his crew. The controls are decent, but feel a little clunky compared to modern shooters, which is typical for an early Xbox 360 game. One awesome feature, however, is the grappling hook. You can use it to climb cliffs or dodge enemies, which adds some fun strategy to the fights. The Akrid come in all shapes and sizes, from small bugs to massive bosses. You're always collecting thermal energy to keep your health up, which adds pressure since you'll freeze if you run out. It's a neat idea and rewards an aggressive playstyle, but it can be annoying when thermal energy is hard to find. The real highlight is the vital suits, these big mechs you can pilot. They've got heavy weapons like Gatling guns or lasers, with some being able to hover. They're awesome to use, though they can be a little bit slow and take some getting used to. The campaign has 11 missions, taking about 8 to 10 hours to finish. You'll explore, fight, and take on epic boss battles, like the one against Green Eye. Those boss fights are intense and easily the best part of the game, but the regular enemies can get slightly repetitive, and some missions do have some tough difficulty spikes which may frustrate you. Lost Planet was a showpiece for the Xbox 360. Capcom's MT framework engine pushed some great visuals for the time, detailed snow effects, big explosions, and the creepy Akrid designs. The creatures from little crawlers to giant monsters still look wild. The music by Jamie Christopherson mixes orchestral and electronic sounds, giving the game a tense, lonely vibe that fits the setting perfectly. That being said, there are some rough spots. The frame rate can drop during big fights, and you'll notice the occasional texture loading in late. The AI isn't great, enemies and allies can act pretty dumb, like running straight into danger. These issues don't ruin the game, but they are noticeable when you play it today. So where does Lost Planet stand in 2025? It's not a perfect game, but it's a wonderful snapshot of the Xbox 360's early years. It took risks with its unique setting and mechanics, and you can see its DNA in later games like Dead Space or Gears of War. The single-player campaign is still fun for retro fans, especially if you love action-packed shooters with a sci-fi twist. The visuals and boss fights hold up, but the story and clunky mechanics might feel outdated. Lost Planet is a solid pick if you want a mix of atmosphere, action and nostalgia. It's not a masterpiece, but it's got enough charm to keep you warm at E.D.N 3. If you enjoyed this review, hit the like button and subscribe to the bell curve for more retro gaming goodness. Got a favourite Xbox 360 game you want us to cover? Drop it in the comments. Until next time, keep gaming and stay warm out there. And remember, the only good bug is a dead bug.